Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Alton West. Today I have a guest on, a young lady by the name of Joanna Rosenhaus. Joanna, welcome to the show.
Hey, it's good to be here.
Well, Joanna, I mean, it's a pleasure to sit down with you. And I was, as we were coming on the show, I was like, I don't know that I've ever heard the name Rosenhaus here in LaGrange. And tell me a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind.
Okay, well, I'm 19 years old, and I was born and raised in LaGrange here.
Okay.
I was in college for a year, and it just wasn't good for me, so I'm working right now.
Okay, all right.
And I'm going to church at Rosemont out on Hamilton Road.
All right.
And, well, I was just there one day, and I was talking with my friend Mackenzie Hudson and Peyton Cardos and Jake Murphy, and we realized that we had all gone to the same Christian conference over winter break. It's January 1st through 4th. It's called Passion.
Oh, okay.
And
before we get into Passion, I want to learn a little bit more about yourself, though, Peyton. You were saying that you were in college and it was not working for you, because I think that's an important fact that our young people need to understand too, because sometimes they go off to college and they may find out that, hey, college is not necessarily where I want to be. Talk about what was it that was just not fitting for you as far as college was concerned.
Well, I'm not saying that I don't want to get a degree. I do, but I just think I wasn't ready. I think leaving high school so young, I really think people should take a year off and work after they graduate high school. But I mean, you leave high school, you're like, I just want to get out of this place. I'm going to go to college. I don't care where it is. I'm just leaving. And that's kind of the way I left. And I really didn't have to work that hard in high school at all. And so I left and went to college, and I was like, what is this? I don't know how to study. I don't understand any of this. And you get in a big classroom, there's lots of you, there's one professor, and it's just kind of like a culture shock, I guess. What? Kind of what happened.
It's a big transition, in other words.
Yes, it is.
Now, I mean, when you saying you were in high school, you graduated from LaGrange High?
Troop
High School, okay. So it was kind of a breeze for you, it sounded like.
It was.
Okay, and then when you transitioned over to college,
it was very hard.
Very hard, wasn't it? And then, too, I think the thing that our young people need to understand a lot, when you transition into college, the professors are there, but, it's up to you.
Yeah,
Is it not?
I mean, I had one class, it was economics, and I went there and I realized that the professor just, he would just talk about lots of stuff. One day he spent almost half his lecture talking about the difference between left and right-handed people, and I was like, why am I sitting here? And he posted a lot of his slides online, and I was there with all three of my roommates. And I was like, if he's going to post his slides online, I'll stay in my room. I can study in my pajamas, and I'm not going to go to this class.
That's right. Well, college world, and the thing that I wanted the younger audience to understand, that college life, if you said it so eloquently, college life is so much different from high school life, because if it's to be, it's going to be up to you, correct? Once you get there, because the professor, giving the lectures there, and now with the media technology that we have, you could possibly do a lot of these things there, like you said, in your PJs or whatever the case may be. Now, what was going to be your area of study, Joanna?
International affairs.
International affairs. So why did you select that as a major?
Well, I went to Georgia Tech.
Okay.
And I guess I picked Georgia Tech because it focused so much on internships and that kind of stuff. And I really enjoyed English, liberal arts, that sort of stuff in high school. And I was like, I don't want to get a degree in that and just be trapped, because I know so many people, they graduate with a liberal arts degree, then they just end up in some random job. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to get a job, I'll get, an internship, some sort of business thing, so that I don't end up with a useless degree. So I was like, international affairs, okay. So, I'll think businessy and just learn more about, I guess, international scope of businesses.
Okay, all right. So you actually wanted the practicality of it as well as the academic part of it as well. And that's so important to a lot of times our young people. I think when they leave high school, they may, like you said, well, I just want to get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm tired of studying or whatever the case may be. I'm going to go off to college and it's going to be fun, fun, fun. And then you find out, oh, hey, it's a lot of work when you go off to school.
Yeah, it is.
Well, we're very happy that you kind of, made that transition. And you say now that you're working, you're back here in LaGrange working, correct? Okay, you enjoying that?
I am, actually.
Okay, very good. Because, a lot of times we have to understand, too, it takes money to go off to college. And if you can save up monies, and especially you say at Georgia Tech, I'm sure the tuition is pretty healthy there, I'm sure. Absolutely. Now, you were telling me, and we wanted to get into something that I feel like yeah, I mean, if when I was talking with you before we came on, it seemed like there's a great passion about this, and there's going to be a rally, I guess you could call it that, on the square that we'll get you to talk about in a moment. But you are a part of a group called Troup County Stands for Freedom, and you were telling me you attend Rosemont Baptist Church. Talk a little bit about your experience there.
Experience at Rosemont. Well, actually, I grew up going to church somewhere else, and I guess after I went off to college, I kind of wanted to find a church of my own. So I started going where my best friend went, and everyone there was just so friendly and welcoming. I just loved it, so I've been attending there ever since.
Oh, okay, all right.
And I met like lots of great people there, and we were just, you know, talking one day, me and Mackenzie and Peyton and Jake, and realized how much we had in common, and started, you know, talking about the Indian movement.
Oh, okay, well, very good. And in you all's talking and collaboration, I think you all had an opportunity to attend a conference in Atlanta, and I think it was called Passion.
Yeah.
Talk about, what is Passion?
Passion is a Christian conference for young people 18 to 25 years old, and it's really just about coming together and worshiping. And I went last year, it's in January. I went last year and I went this year, and last year it was really amazing, because especially as someone who's just gone off to college or someone who's been in a public high school and there aren't a lot of Christians there, it's really, it's a crazy experience to be with that many people who are just worshiping together. Like first year I went, there was 40,000 people. And you know, you can be down at the bottom on the floor because it's held in the Georgia Dome, or up at the top in the like 300s. And some people, they just stand and sing. And some people at the bottom, they're just dancing. And they're not like normal dancing. They're just like kind of doing their own crazy thing.
So having fun, sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay. And out of this conference, you mentioned Peyton and Jake and Mackenzie. You all came back with a passion to do more. I think you all heard about something that really kind of, I guess, pricked your all's heart. Talk about what that was.
For the past 2 years at Passion, they've really been focusing on modern day slavery, which a lot of people don't really realize exists. Like when you talk about slavery, you think about the Civil War. You're like, oh, well, you know, slavery might happen in some faraway country. But what they wanted to bring, I guess, to all of our attention, especially because Passion's held in Atlanta, and Atlanta is a hub for trafficking, they wanted to bring to all of our attention that there are 27 million people currently enslaved. And that's a number they repeated a lot of times, and it's a really big number. And last year when I went, it kind of blew my mind. I couldn't really like comprehend that amount of people. So I went, and then I mean, it really like tore at my heart, but I was like, I don't know what I can do. Like, I gave money, I came back here, I told people about it. But this year when I went, it just felt like it was different. Like they told all these individual stories. And so we came back and we're all talking, and we all just felt like we just wanted to do something. And I was like, I don't know like what we can do, guys. And so we're like, okay, we can talk to Adam, we can talk to the pastor at Rosemont, and we'll just ask him if we can at least like tell the church, like the church should know that this is going on. You know, we can pray together about it. We can tell people, like, people need to be aware that slavery still exists. Okay.
Let me ask you. You mentioned at this conference they mentioned about 27 million. 27 million is this young girls, young boys. So when you talked about trafficking, tell us a little bit more about the trafficking and who is being trafficked.
It's definitely predominantly girls, younger girls, and you'd be shocked at how young some of these girls are. I mean, they're young boys. They're from all ages, all ethnicities, all socioeconomic backgrounds, but it's mostly girls who are targeted, girls who don't come from very good backgrounds, who don't have a high level of education. They're targeted by traffickers. Oh, okay. And you mentioned in your comments there that Atlanta was a hub. Why do you feel Atlanta is a hub for activities of this type? It's definitely because, first of all, of the airport. A lot of people come in and out of Atlanta. It has a lot of sporting events, and Atlanta is known for its strip clubs, for the sex industry there. It's known for that. So it used to be, I guess, someone wants to have sex with a child prostitute, they'd go to Thailand or, some place out there, but now people can come to Atlanta, fly in, fly out, and it's just easy.
And it's so sad that you have young people that are exploited this way. I heard you mentioning about the socioeconomic background of the individuals, lack of education. Are there other characteristics that you think they might look for in a person to be preyed upon?
They look for people who don't have a good family. They talked at Passion, a way that they target girls really easily is in countries like India, where they're in an orphanage. When they grow, when they turn 18, they leave, they've come of age, so they leave the orphanages. And traffickers target them because they know that they don't have a family, no one's gonna look for them. So they come up to these girls and they're like, hey, I have a job for you, here's this great opportunity for you to make money. So they take them, they take their passport and they're like, hey, there's this great job, it's a maid or something in this country. And so they take them and they end up somewhere else where they don't speak the language, they don't have their passport, they don't have any papers, they don't know anyone. And they can't get out of it, they're trapped. They're trapped.
And it's a sad thing, as you're sitting and talking about that, and I'm sure, you've seen the movie Taken, so it reminds me of that, where the girls travel to Italy, I think it is, and then they meet the guy and they're going to go to the airport and they end up being taken, and her friend loses her life there. This is a sad situation, to have that many, 27 million, the number that you gave, young people being trafficked in that way. Now you said you guys came back and you had this passion to do something more, and you say you spoke with the pastor. What were some of the things that you all talked to the pastor about?
When we went to him, we didn't have any idea that we wanted to, gather people together like we're planning to do. We all went and talked to him, and he hadn't really heard of it either. Actually, his wife had gone to the conference. They, if older people go, older than 25, they have them help. They're called door holders, and they help out. So his wife had gone, and she had talked a little bit about it, and we were just we were like, Adam, we really feel like the church should be aware of this. And it's a big problem, and I guess something that made us feel like we could do something this year, they talked a lot about awareness and how awareness is half the battle, so that when these people are prosecuted, traffickers are, that they're not, people in the jury aren't saying, oh, this is a one-time thing. They realize it's a big problem, we have to get these people. And we told them about, there's actually a hotline that they've got that you can call. We told them about that, and we're like, what can we do? And he's like, well, you could talk, I could show a video to the church, or you guys could talk. And at first we were like, we don't want to talk. But we're like, we should talk about this. People, we should tell them about it. And then we decided that we should, we're like, well, what if we went to the square and just got people together there? And then we just started talking more about it. And I was like, if you guys are serious, we can make it happen.
We can make this happen,
yeah.
Okay. And the thing that I want the viewing audience to understand, that we're talking about young people all under the age of 20 that is, organizing this with the assistance of your pastor, and I'm going to some church members as well. And you all are talking about doing a rally up on the square. I shouldn't say a rally, but a gathering on the square, I would say. Talk a little bit about, when you guys kind of got the momentum started, how did that make you feel? And to see people kind of gravitate to it, how did that make you feel?
Well, at first, when I was just excited about it, I was like, we can totally do this. And then I was like, this is a big thing. And when we told the church about it, we were like, we don't have the resources, we don't have the time, we cannot make this happen on our own. We're like, we just, want people, we're gonna need everybody. And when we're having meetings and we talk about this stuff and we just throw out ideas, we need a tent, we need this, we need that. And we're like, we'll just have to let people know. I'm like, someone out there, someone's gonna be able to help with this, someone's gonna be able to help with that. And when we tell people about it, someone will come up and they'll be like, hey, I heard you needed this, I'll help you with that. Or they'll be like, I heard you guys talking about this and I'm not gonna be able to be there, but I'd just like to give you some money, I'd like to help out. And people have really just, I don't know, even people who just say, hey, I heard what you're doing, I can't really help at all, but I'm so proud of you guys. That's a great cause.
Very good. And talk about now on that day that you're asking the public to come out. Talk about that day. What day it is and the start times and what you all are asking them to do.
Well, we have booked the square. It's going to be March 8th to 9th. March 8th, Friday, starting at 4 p.m. to March 9th, Saturday at 7 p.m. And we're calling it is a 27-hour Stand for Freedom, but we don't want anyone to come out there and literally stand for 27 hours. If you want to try to do that, that's great. But we're just hoping that people will come out there, stay as long as they can, and we just want to bring the community together and raise awareness about slavery. You know, people can come, they can stand, we'll give them more information. You know, there'll be a place you can pray, you can just talk to other people. And we don't want it to be anything like loud, or it's just a gathering. You know, we're hoping that people stop and be like, what is this? And we'll be like, hey, slavery exists, let me tell you about it. It's happening in our community.
Okay, all right. And 27 hours, does it have a correlation to the 27 million? Is that how that was came about? Okay, very good. And again, if someone was interested, that was watching the show, that was interested in getting more information about this, Joanna, how could they do that?
Well, there is a Facebook page, Troup County Stand for Freedom, and just go like the Facebook page, get on it. We're on there as the creators. If you want to Facebook message us, that's fine, add us, whatever. And there's an email, troupcountystandforfreedom@gmail.com.
Okay.
So either of those is a great way to get involved.
All right, well, very good. And you were saying if someone just wanted to make donations, they can do that online as well, is that?
There's a website. Passion kind of gave us this idea because they're encouraging college campuses to do a 27-hour Stand for Freedom. We're like, well, LaGrange College is kind of small. What about the Square? And we don't all go to the same college, so we were like, let's do this at the Square.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, so down in the Square is kind of center of town, and your traffic coming across, and more than anything, like you say, people may be coming across and just ask the question, what is this all about? So basically asking people again to come out and stand for freedom, and they can kind of do it in shifts and waves and things of that nature, correct? Okay. And I'm going to assume that Jake and Peyton and Mackenzie will all be there as well.
Yeah, we will.
And then talk about their relationship to all of this. And I noticed that only you were brave enough to come on the show today. Where are they?
Mackenzie's in school at Columbus State. She lives up there. She has classes. It's hard for her to make it.
Okay.
And Jake is in school at Point University over in West Point, and he's really busy too.
Oh, okay.
And Peyton.
Okay. Well, very good. But they will be with you on that Saturday, March the 8th, until March the 9th, correct? Well, I'm going to tell you, this is a big undertaking to raise awareness about the trafficking of young people in our society. You know, and it's sad and unfortunate that happens. And so we're very fortunate that you all are here in the community trying to raise that awareness. And by all means, I'm sure they will be very successful because you seem to have a great passion about what you're doing here.
Yeah.
Well, very good. Well, I want to thank you very much for Joanna for coming on and sharing this information with us, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We're back for more City Week in just a moment.
Hey, welcome to Meet the Merchant, and we're here today at the Herb Shop with Laura Barrera and Betsy Coe. And the Herb Shop is one of the newest businesses in downtown LaGrange, and I just wanted to invite y'all to come on in and check out what they've got here and tell us how long you've been open in this location.
We opened here on December 15th of last year, 2012, so a couple of months.
And y'all have been in this type of business for a long time though, right?
Very long time, yes. About 2000 I started getting into natural remedies. Betsy's been doing it practically her whole life though. So.
And y'all were in this type of business before you came to LaGrange,
correct.
Right?
We both worked at the Herb Shop in Noonan for six years.
Okay, great. And would you tell us what type of merchandise people can find in your shop here?
You find a little bit of everything, actually. We have bulk herbs, teas, herbal teas, local honeys. We have Nature Sunshine products, Now products. We have some foods like nuts and stevias, natural sweeteners, just about anything, vitamins, minerals, amino acids, diet stuff. So we have quite an assortment of products.
Y'all sure do. And also, so you have shampoos and things like that too? Body
Personal
products?
care, and local soaps as well.
That's great. And tell us what your business hours are.
Monday through Thursday, 10 to 6, Friday, 10 to 5, Saturday, 10 to 2, and we're closed on Sundays.
Okay. And then have y'all always wanted to be in this type of business? Have you always wanted to be a business owner?
Absolutely. Yeah, I know for me, for sure. I think.
Oh, no, I absolutely did not.
Betsy didn't. I drug her. Kicking is
I knew
great.
better. I've been in a family business before. I knew better, but I'm just having a ball here. I just love it.
And Laura and Betsy, is there anything else that you would like people to know about services or merchandise that you offer at the Herb Shop?
Yes, we offer ionic foot baths. We can do 2 foot baths at one time, so spouses can come, friends can come. And Betsy also does eye readings, iridology.
Tell us a little bit about that.
It's an ancient art. From the Chinese have been doing it for about 3,000 years, and Native American Indians did as well. And it's the art of observing the colors and shapes within the eyes, markings that indicate compromised health.
Great. And how long does that take if somebody has that done?
What we like to do is just come in and we take pictures of your eyes, and then we go over the eyes, and then we meet back together again and go over it with the client.
That's great. Well, we are so excited to have y'all in downtown LaGrange. It's just been a wonderful addition to our downtown retail mix.
Well, thank you. We're excited to be here.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining for City Week this week. My guests have been Joanna Rensinghaus, as she talked about a modern day human trafficking, and also to bring awareness about this event, she's asking people to come out to the square on March the 8th to March the 9th and stand for 27 hours of freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to stand the entire time, but if you want to come out and take a shift, I'm sure she'll be more than happy with that event. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for joining me this week for City Week, and as always, I want to invite you back for more of City Week.